The 2025 Lincoln Aviator. We have a lot to talk about here. I'm going to be covering the latest changes. I'll share my personal thoughts and experiences with the Aviator, and towards the end I will share with you buying resources to help you with your research and buying journey. Alright, let's get started. The big change regarding the exterior is going to be with that front end. We have a much larger grille as well as new headlights, and we also have new colors to choose from and some new wheel designs. But let me know in the comment section how you like that new grille. It's noticeably larger, but I'm still a fan. I still think that this Lincoln Aviator exhibits a premium demeanor to it. It's almost got a diplomatic presence, especially in the darker colors. So I think the Aviator is cool. I would like to see more of these on the road instead of the generic X5s and Audi Q7s. I personally wish they would refresh the rear taillights. I feel like the taillights kind of date the Aviator. Ever since it first came out, the taillights just looked old to me, but that's just my personal opinion. Once again, I would like to hear from you in the comments. When you move up in trim level to the Reserve or the Black Label, there's only 3 trims. You have the Base, Premier, then you have the Reserve and the Black Label. But when you get either the Reserve or the Black Label, you get an illumination package as standard, and that brings you features like a pixel LED, adaptive headlamps, and curve adaptive lighting. So as you're taking corners, the headlights will light up that corner for you. In this package, you will also get the illuminated Lincoln Star logo on the grille. So at night, you can let the whole world know that you're whipping a Lincoln. And if you want a more blacked out look, you can opt for the Jet package, and that'll also get you some unique wheels as well. And on the Black Label, you can get up to 22-inch wheels, which really is not necessary. I think the 21s are more than enough, or even smaller, because the smaller wheels you get, the better your ride quality, right? But speaking of Black Label, that's your top trim, and for 2025 we have a Black Label Special Edition, which will get you a black painted roof, blacked out trim, adaptive suspension, and some black 22-inch wheels. And the Black Label will also be getting 2 new colors, the C-Knot Green and the Whisper Blue Metallic. Regarding performance, I mean, you only have one engine option, and it's a carryover. We have the twin-turbo 3-liter V6 engine with 400 horsepower, 415 pounds-feet of torque. I recently did a video on the 2025 Ford Explorer, which is essentially what this Aviator is. So with the Ford, you were able to get an EcoBoost 4-cylinder. Yeah, you don't have any of that nonsense. Here with the Lincoln, you just get that excellent twin-turbo 3-liter V6. It's going to be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and you can get either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive as an option on the Premier and the Reserve. When you get the Black Label, all-wheel drive comes as standard. For 2025, adaptive suspension is going to be standard across the board, but you can get optional air suspension or air glide suspension if you want, and this will lower the vehicle when you park, so it's easier to get in and out of. Personally, I think Lincoln does an excellent job with their standard suspensions, so the air ride simply is not necessary or worth getting. If you can avoid air suspension and the complexity that comes with it, that's always the best thing, especially when companies are able to nail their standard suspension, which in the case of Lincoln, they have. And much like the Ford Explorer, the big changes come with the interior. The overall interior space, it's nothing crazy, it's just clean, elegant, and classy. But much like the Explorer, we get that 13.2-inch infotainment touchscreen, which is an Android-based system. And you're also going to get a 12.4-inch digital gauge cluster. And just like with the Ford, they've gotten rid of the physical HVAC controls. You have a few physical buttons in the center console, especially for your volume knob. You have your camera buttons, auto stop, start, defeat, your window defroster. They gave you physical buttons for that, and they also retained those piano type keys for the gear shifter. They're basically buttons. So you have that, but the infotainment is going to house your HVAC controls. It's going to be towards the bottom, very similar to what Toyota is doing with their latest infotainment, but I'm never a fan of car companies doing this. And Ford/Lincoln, they really want you to use the voice command. So you have 2 voice assistants. So you have Alexa and Google Voice. They want you to use this to change the temperature and make other commands with the vehicle. You're still going to get your Apple CarPlay, but yeah, I really don't like it when car manufacturers force you to use the voice command. And if you want to pay for it, you can also get 5G connection with your Lincoln. For 2025, you're going to get your Lincoln Blue Cruise, your semi-autonomous driving system. So this technology, it's only available on specially mapped highways, and the vehicle will take over your steering, your braking, and acceleration while the driver takes their hands off of the steering wheel. So for the first time ever, they're introducing that with the Aviator, if that's something you want to use. I believe it's only for 4 years though. After that, you have to pay for the Blue Cruise. But it is going to be standard with every Aviator. And similar to the Explorer, regarding the interior space, we have some new colors for your seats, and you have some new trims. On the higher end models, you can get your Revel Ultima Premium audio system. It's a 28 speaker system, and Lincoln really has the seat game on point. You have a optional 30-way power seat. That is ridiculous, but much like Volvo, the Lincoln seats are pretty epic. They're very comfortable, and if you want that adjustability, it's there for you. You just got to option it in. Now, regarding price, yeah, the base price has jumped up considerably. It's almost $5,000 more expensive than before, but it is kind of justified because you get a lot more standard features. Once again, much like the Ford Explorer, they're giving us more standard features. So with the base Premier Lincoln Aviator, you're going to get things like the adaptive suspension, which I mentioned before. The Blue Cruise is standard. However, it is a subscription. You only get it for free for 4 years. Then you will have to pay for it. But you also get a pano sunroof. You get your heated and ventilated front seats. You get a heated steering wheel and much more. So as you can see, even with that base Premier, you're getting everything that you basically need. Starting price is about $58,500, but you add back in destination, you're at about $60,000 for the starting price of a 2025 Lincoln Aviator Premier. The Reserve is going to be substantially more expensive, about $9,000 more. Honestly, I would just save the money because these are luxury products at the end of the day. They're going to depreciate like crazy, so the more you can save, the better. Right now, you can build these Aviators on Lincoln's website, and you can place orders right now with the Lincoln dealership, and delivery should begin in the summer of 2024. All right, that's everything you need to know for the 2025 Lincoln Aviator. Personally, I am a fan of these vehicles. I also like the Ford Explorer King Ranch that I tested. These are comfortable, refined, and quiet. That 3-liter twin-turbo V6 with 400 horsepower, it's effortless, it's very quick out on the road. The 10-speed automatic transmission that's tuned really well. There's no weirdness with it. I'm impressed, and honestly, the Aviator is good value proposition in the luxury car segment, especially compared to the German rivals and even something like a Volvo XC90. And towards the beginning of this video, I promised I would share with you some buying resources and some buying tips. So in the description box below, I'm going to have a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion. He is one of the largest automotive brokers in the United States. His calculator is free to use, and this is a powerful tool because lease programs change every month, and this calculator will update every month. It will show you the interest rate of a lease along with the residual values and the incentives that you can qualify for in your local area. So even if you're not interested in leasing, this is still a powerful tool to understand all of the incentives and rebates that you can qualify for, because incentives stack on top of a dealer discount. So if you happen to negotiate 10% off MSRP and you qualify for some additional incentives like loyalty or conquest, that's going to stack on top of the 10% off discount that you negotiated. So this is a powerful tool because it shows you everything in a transparent fashion, and you will know exactly what your numbers are. And AutoCompanion did offer some Lincoln deals, but he took it off his website for whatever reason. But I did see another broker who I'm not affiliated with. His name is Aranchi, I believe. He's on the Lease Hacker forum, and he was offering like 13% off MSRP on the 2023 Lincoln Aviators, and the lease for that was about $726 a month. Interest rate on the lease was not bad. It was about 3.2%. For the 2024 Aviators, the interest rate on the lease is a little bit higher. So as you can see, very powerful tool. Using the brokers to your advantage, that's also a great thing because, man, I tried to negotiate with some of my local dealerships. Dude, these dealerships are not budging. I don't know what it is. They have cars that have literally had birthdays on the car lot and they are not interested in moving them. I don't know what's going through the heads of some of these dealerships, but yeah, I don't understand why they're so stingy. So this is why I almost always defaulted to using a broker. I don't know anything about Aranchi. I don't know if you can ship nationwide or anything like that, but regardless, I wanted to share with you this leasing calculator so you can do your own research, and I hope you appreciate this information. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe, because this is the type of information I wish more journalists would share with their audience. Because as you can see, this Aviator, it's really undercutting the competition. I mean, granted, it is a 2023 model year, but that Aviator for $700 a month for what you're getting and the luxury that it comes with, as well as the refinement, it's great. And it's undercutting things like the X5, which is going to be like $300 more per month, along with the Audi Q7, even the Volvo XC90. Yeah, this Lincoln Aviator is undercutting all of those SUVs. So I just think that this knowledge is powerful, especially when negotiating in this ridiculous car market. And if you happen to like Ford, but you don't want to deal with a Ford dealership, I feel like Lincoln makes sense to move up to. I feel like the Lincoln dealership experience should be better. And if you're currently an owner of a Lincoln, let us know how it's been holding up for you. How is the dealer experience? Have you had any issues with the vehicle? Let us know in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.